after the program most of the time. So they have companies that just do that. I mean, like your TV shows that aren't the news, you know, your weekly shows, those are called open captions. And that's a lot, it's almost like transcribing a videotape is what it is, you know, because you just hear it and you're writing it, and then I don't do that part, but they somehow embed it into the program. So.
I've heard that there's a bigger demand, or there's starting to be a bigger demand now for people to capture YouTube videos.
That is coming, yes, and I don't really know what's going to happen because there's not enough people. If you look at the I mean, that is kind of how I get my laughs as I turn on, you know, auto caption on YouTube stuff. I mean, it's horrible, you know. And when I was in school 26 years ago, that, you know, we had the threat of electronic recording, you know, tape recorders coming into the courtroom and taking over. Still, with what technology is today, you can't replace the human. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's better, but it's not good. I mean, everybody has an accent, people talk over, you know, so.
What happens when you go back to a regular keyboard?
The only thing I get confused on is the S and the A, because they're opposite than on the QWERTY keyboard.
Oh.
So, but otherwise, other than that,
like
I'm fine.
I'm on my computer maybe an hour a day at work, but I go back and forth and I find myself clicking wrong thing.
Really? Yeah, see, the only thing I did was the S and the A, and only because they're backwards on the machine. I mean, you know. So, any other questions?
Were y'all able to see any of her captions when she was writing? I don't know, I mean, you know, she was trying to write over here, and you could kind of see it over this, but...
Oh, actually, one more question. When you hear it, do you repeat it in your mind and then type it, and then you're still listening for more?
I see it. And I don't know if that makes sense to people.
No, you do. You have to see
but I
it.
see it. I see it how it should look. So I hear it, I see it, and then it comes out my fingers. I don't know how to make that sound normal.
I'm just looking for that tip, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And once you learn your theory, don't overthink it. And then another thing is really weird to hear court reporters say, but the slower you talk, the harder it is to write. I have too much time to think about it, and so now I'm gonna, you know, now talking 1,000 miles, you know, that's not what I mean, but if you talk really slow, it's really hard to write, you know, because you think about it too much. When I was trying to pass my CART certification, I was just doing everything to try and think of something else, you know, just don't, I mean, with CART, you can't zone out as much as a court reporter. Court reporters, most of the time, are thinking about what they have to do when they get home. They're thinking about the things they need to buy at the grocery store. And you find that you write better when you're not focused on the writing. And so part of the problem with CART is you can't really do that because you really got to pay attention. But,
So what all was involved in you preparing and passing the CART certification?
Mainly it was my nerves. I hadn't taken a test in 20 years. But when I decided I wanted to be a CART provider, okay, like I said, I'd already been a court reporter for 18 years at the time. And so my goal was to go take depots without having to edit one thing. Of course, I never got there, but I sent the first 5 pages, you know, don't touch it. This captioning company said, send me the first 5 pages. First 5 pages where I always screw up in a depot. But, so I sent it to her and she said, you aren't even close. Work on this, work on this, work on, you know. So that's what was my goal. I was gonna not have to edit a depot. It was just gonna be perfect to go out, you know. And so 2 years later, I sent it to her again and she was like, okay. So it's just really focusing on making it come out right. A lot of times when I was taking depots, you know, I wouldn't worry about that weird spelling name of Smith, because I'm not going to put that in my dictionary. I don't want that to come out every time. I just fix it later, you know. So now there is no fixing it later, you know. So when the job's over, I'm done. When court reporters, when the job, you know, they're, I don't know, 5–10% is writing on the, maybe not that low, but a third of it is writing on the machine, a third of it is scoping, a third of it is proofing and printing it out, and you know. And so I only do the machine part, and that was what I loved. I love writing on the machine. So
You just had to have your accuracy super high for them to take you.
Yes.
For certification.
Yes.
Super high. The cream of the crop, that's what I call them.
Yeah.
Kathleen, were you doing the cart captioning when 9/11 happened?
I was not.
Okay. No, I just kept thinking about how they started talking about the different vernacular. They started talking about Al-Qaeda and Taliban and all of that stuff that day.
Yes, and what you're doing then is you've got, I mean, those captioners worked, I mean, they didn't literally work 24/7, but we were on 24/7, you know, and so, and as soon as you got off, or you had captioners that knew they were going to be going on, they're doing prep work, and they're just IMing you constantly with new terms, you know, and
Or like someone mentioned, I think last week, like what if there was happening no captioning and that was going on? I mean, then people have no idea what's going on.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I remember they used to say like Al-Qaeda, they were saying like Al-Qaeda and Usama, like they didn't
Yes.
even know how to pronounce.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had to come up with a consistent pronunciation.
And so, when that's happening and you haven't had time to look it up, you have to make it read, somebody would read it and they would pronounce Al-Qaeda, or however they, you know, the anchors. So it may not be spelled correctly, and that's not gonna fly for long.
Right.
But you have to get something out there, and so it has to be readable. The deaf person has to be able to read and understand what that hearing person heard. So, or understood, you know. So.
Are there any more questions for Kathleen?
What happens when you're like you're in a doctor's appointment and they use a medical term you don't?
One cart trick is we have a bunch of pieces of words in our dictionary. I was at a job the other day and they said passation. I don't even know if it might be a word, I don't know. But I was working with another captioner, and during a break she was like, you have passation in your dictionary? I said, no, I have Asian in my dictionary. So I could write pass, and then I could write what I write for Asian, A-T-I-O-N, and scooch it together, and you know, that's what I'm talking about. We don't have every word in our dictionary. We know little tricks to make it look like we do, you know? But, so.
Well, thank you, Kathleen. That was awesome. That was awesome.
You should be a public speaker.
Yes,
I
I
bet you money my face is as red as my shirt.
Yeah.
I wore a red shirt today.
think so. Well, it just gives you something to think about. You know, I mean, y'all are like in the pre-kinder to kinder, okay? I mean, you know, this is like alphabet. You know, we're not even talking briefs, but it gives you an idea of, well, what if I did do this? What could I do with it? Well, let me tell you, you can do a lot of things with it. And it's going to take a lot of practice, okay? And so, like she was saying, if it was me and I was trying to learn, you know, because you're hesitating. You're hesitating on the B's, you're hesitating on the D's, and it's the words that's tripping you, okay? So what, you want to make sure all your machines are in steno, because really, the key to court reporting is to be able to read that first. See what? See the steno? That's called steno. If you can read that, and you can read it, keep going over and over and over again, and read that part of it before you ever go to that, then you are learning steno. And you have to, like she said, it's an automatic thing. It's going to become automatic. Yes, Kathleen?
I know you're covering on your screen, but it's not covering on
I know
yours.
we can.
Oh! Well, okay, so you cover this part, okay, and you read that. This column is the most important column. You want to read this first, okay? Oh, yeah, okay? Yeah,
Oh.
this, okay? So you don't want to read this, you want to read this, okay? That's where your practicing comes. You can write these words and write them over and over and over and over again, because you're going to start seeing that PW as a B. Okay? It's called reading in steno, and that's what she was talking about. Make your grocery list in steno. Now, we don't know all the alphabet yet. We're up to F. But when you learn all the alphabet, start doing things in steno. Remember we were talking about texting? It's the same thing on a machine. Same thing. Okay? And I'll show you the LOL when we get there. Also, yeah, we're not on the L's, we're on the F's right now. But also, it was pointed out to me that some of you might be having problems with, well, where's the A on your machine and where is the E? Well, think of awesome. You are all awesome, right? Awesome comes first. A is awesome. Okay? A is awesome. So, if I say ah or ah, it's going to be awesome. That's the first. It's going to be your thumb on the left-hand side, okay? I guess my keyboard here is not high enough, but let me move it up a little bit. Okay? So that's how you're going to learn that. Okay? A, awesome, comes first. Left thumb, okay? E is over here. Now remember the opposite rule. To make a vowel long, it's the opposite vowels to make it long. For example, A. These are the other two on your right-hand side. The last two on the right will make it a long A. Okay? Say it's E, the short E that we learned just by itself. The opposite. The vowels on the opposite side, these two will make it long. It's on the opposite hand. The opposite hand, okay? So here's short A, right? A for apple. Bad, okay? The opposite. Your thumb on the opposite side, the opposite vowels makes it a long letter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a theory rule, and it's in your book, but, E, long E, okay? This is your right hand. It's only one hand. The opposite hand to make it long would be these two. That makes it a long E. Okay? So then you have these two and these two for a long E. Long A, this and this. Two vowels. Long A. We haven't gotten to the O yet, but we will. So that's how you make the sounds differently. Okay? And remember, everything's done by how you hear it, phonetically. Okay? Does that help some?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Linda.
Do any of you remember how it was when you were at the pre-K level, like where we are? Do y'all remember that far back?
It was hard. It was hard.
That's hard.
Yeah, there's nothing easy about
I think I told you on day one. Did I tell you on day one that no court reporter will ever tell you this is easy?
No, this is not easy.
No court reporter will ever tell you this is easy. This is why you get paid great money for doing this. Because it's not easy. It's not.
How many people were in your class when you went to theory?
About 60.
Do you know how many people finished?
5.
That's how hard it is.
5 is 60, okay?
3 of us have finished.
So, but I will tell you, there are some people. I had a friend that he'll probably be one of our guest speakers because a court reporter went to their class when he was in high school, and that he started learning theory right away by himself. He was intrigued with the machine just because she went and talked to them as a high school student. So we have, Tanya mentioned someone that could speak all those languages. He self-taught himself as a court reporter, self-taught. Okay, he's only in his 20s. Okay, so some people can just pick this up. Okay, but nobody in this room, no court reporter, they were going to tell you that they love the machine and they like getting better at it, but they're not going to tell you it's easy. Not a single one.
Isn't there a story right now on like the NCRA page about that 19-year-old guy that his mom was a court reporter and he learned through high school or something?
Oh, was that Fraser?
Yes.
I don't know if it's Fraser. I mean, I haven't read it, but I know his mom was a court
family.
reporter.
There's like 4 of them.
And they're like speed riders.
They all except for one, they're all studying court reporting.
And he's like 19.
Yeah, they're young. But you can be 50. Hello. You know, you can be 50 and learn this because court reporting, your age does not make a difference. If you're a captioner working for a news station, your age has nothing to do with it. They don't really care how old you are, just so you can get it down. Okay? Now, you might not have as many years to be a court reporter just because of your age, but you can do it. So age does not, this is one of those few careers where age is not going to make a difference, which is wonderful. Okay, yes, Sylvia?
Well, with age and comes your body and you lose your hearing. That's what I'm afraid I'm like into.
Oh, don't ever be afraid of anything. Anything can happen. I mean, you can break your foot. I mean, anything can happen. So yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, you can always think, well, if this happened, or if this happened, well, I'm not going to do this because of that could happen.
Yeah.
You live for the day, okay?
Yeah, I just thought of another thing. Are there any blind court reporters?
Yes.
Yes,
Whoa.
there are.
They'd be like really good at it.
It's
I would
crazy.
think.
Yes, but yes.
Crazy awesome.
So,
I was gonna say that, when I went to school, you know, Rosie got the same time I did, my friend Rosie. She started at the courthouse as soon as she got out of school. She's never even taken a depo, so I've been doing it almost 25 years. And she's been at the courthouse, so she's ready to retire, and she's not even 50 yet.
right. You can retire at a pretty young age.
And then you can go into captioning.
Now you can go into captioning.
And you just do it in your jammies, only a couple hours or whatever.
So we're going to go back to practicing though, because I kind of had two guest speakers. But we got to go get through our lesson. So we're going to go back to this, okay? So let's practice the words. Now this is the hardest part, and this is why I'm telling you. Even if you want to get flashcards or something, you know, put these words in steno on a flashcard, an index card. Let's call them index cards. I don't think they have flashcards anymore. Index cards, make your own, okay? Take them to work, okay? I promise you, if you do that and you look at those index cards and you look at these letters, not the words, on the other side of your index card, put the English word and just go through them in your mind, because that is what's going to help you. If you do that and you come back here next week, you're not going to hesitate, okay? That's one way of practicing. Okay, so here we go. Now I am going to say them slow because they are the words. Oh, I was so used to my stick, but here we go. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna focus, instead of focusing on this word, I'm gonna focus on steno. That's what I've been talking about. Okay? So here we go. Babe. Beef. Beef.
Okay, there we go.
Am I too fast?
I have to think about that one.
The F.
Okay.
Go. Keep going.
Oh yeah, the F. That's right. Well, we just learned that one, so it's kind of unfair. You haven't practiced it yet, but you will tonight.
It's unfair.
Okay, it's kind of unfair, but okay, here we go. But you should know that B right there. Okay, so let's start over. Babe. 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 Beef. 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 Bead. 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 Dead. 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 Fad. Fad.
That's fine. That's
Bad. Fed. 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 Feed. 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 Fad. Fad.
Slower.
See the F? Fad.
fine.
Fad. 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 Let's do the long A here. Fade. 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 Feed. Feed. Long E. Feed. Fed. 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 Fad. 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 Fade. 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 Dead. 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 Deed. 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 Bead. 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 Dab. 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 Beef. 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 Bed. Bed. Bed.
That's it.
Bed. Babe. 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 Bad. 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 Can I going to go slow, but I'm just going to do it once, just slow.
That wasn't so.
Oh, that was fast?
Does it help to spell the word first to get your fingers on the key?
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll do that. Okay? Thank you.
I'm looking at their faces.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll do that, okay? Here we go. B, A, B.
Long A.
Yeah, let me say long A. Okay? B, long A, B. Babe. Home position. B, long A, B, babe, home position. B, long A, B, home position. B, A, D, bad. B, A, D, bad. B, A, D, bad, home position. B, long E, F, beef, home position. B, long E, F, beef, home position. B, long E, F, beef, home position. B, E, D, bed, home position. B, E, D, bed, home position. D, E, D, home position. D, E, D, home position. Is it better for y'all if I say E and long E? Is that better for y'all?
What you were just,
When you say eh.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
better for y'all? This is the first time I taught this.
E.
The sounds.
The sounds? Okay.
And maybe you just spell it once, and then you have your fingers on the key, and then you can just say the word, I think, right? Just the spelling once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just get it
I have
all.
a question.
Okay.
Question.
On B, how do you press the F?
Your index finger.
Right, but you're doing
You're gonna do
the middle finger
your index. Your
right.
your index finger goes on that F. Okay. So it's B.
This was this.
Okay. Remember when your fingers are 1, 2, 3. See these numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
It's the final F. Never mind.
Yes, the final F.
I was doing this F.
No, that would be feed. Okay, it's what it sounds like, beef. Okay, so it's all about sound. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with the short sounds then. Okay, if that's good for y'all. Okay, we're back at that. Okay, all right, here we go. D, A, D, dead. Home position. D, E, D, dead, home position. Dead, home position. Dead, home position. Okay. D, long E, D, deed, home position. D, long E, D, deed, home position. Deed, home position. Deed, home position. F, A, D, fad, home position. Fad, home position. Fad, home position. F, A, D, fade, home position. Fade, home position. Fade, home position. F, E, D, fed, home position. Fed, F-E-D, home position. Fed, home position. Fed, home position. Fed, home position. F, long E, D, feed, home position. Feed, home position. Feed, home position. Okay, this is what you'll have to practice. You'll have to practice this, okay? It's not easy, but it'll come easier. But you've got to practice. Are there any questions?
That was a lot better with you saying the sounds and.
Yeah, I don't think they want the long E. I think they want the E and the E.
Okay.
There you go.
Right?
You don't want me to say the word long?
No.
Okay. All right, I won't. Okay. All right, now we're going to learn a new number. Okay, it is the number 6. Okay, so we just learned the F with your index finger, and that is the final F, not the initial F. Okay, right above it, you're going to see that 6. Okay, so when you hit the right index finger and you hit that crack right there, now try it. You should get a 6 between the F and the number bar. There's a little crack up there with your index finger, and you hit that. Press it at the same time, and then come back to home position. Make sure that when you press it, that you get that number 6 in your notes. Okay, make sure when you press that, you get a 6. Okay, so it's right there with your index finger. That's a pretty powerful finger. So just kind of do it by yourself. Do 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. See if you can hit that. Okay, because we're fixing to practice the 6. Okay. Yeah, and look at your keyboard. See where the 6 is? It's right above the F. Your final F. Okay. Do it quickly, firmly, and accurately. If you depress the number bar alone, you're going to get nothing. Okay? If you depress the F by itself, you're going to get an F. The only way you're going to get the 6 is to hit those together. Okay? Are there any questions? Okay, here we go. 6. These are no words, so it's just practicing the number bar. Okay? Basically. So this is easy. We don't really have to think. Look at your keyboard when you're learning something new, and we're learning something new. Look at your keyboard, because you have to get this in your mind where that finger position is going to be. Okay? Here we go. 6, 6, 6, home position. 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 Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Now let's move on to, we're going to learn combining 2 digits, okay? We just learned the 6 here. We're going to learn, like we learned the 5 and then we learned the 55. To do 66, you're just going to hit it twice. It's a 2-stroker, and you do it quickly. 6, 6. Okay, in a row. To write 66, 6, 6. Okay? And you go back to home position. Don't do 6 and then home position. Do 66, home position. 66, home position. In general, the numbers in sequential order may be written in 1 stroke at the same time. Like 34, 67. We haven't learned those numbers yet. out of sequential order, they must be written in separate strokes. You have already written 10 two numbers that are not in sequential order in separate strokes, like the numbers 55 and 66. Now you can write the numbers 5 and 6. You can now write the two-digit numbers 55, 56, 65, and 66. Okay, so look at the list below. See how you have that little slash mark between the strokes? Right here. Oh. Yeah. Right there? Okay? Okay. Okay, so this is 55, okay? So it's 2 strokes. That means that's 2 strokes. See if it says the number of strokes? You have to hit it twice. It's just like words, okay? 56, look at how it is. It's just like a word. You do it together, and that's in 1 stroke. So you should be able to write, remember 5 is A with the number bar, and 6 you just learned is F with the number bar. So now you can write 56 together, not separate, together. Okay, so 65, it's 2 strokes, okay? You got 6 and 5, okay? And 66 is 2 strokes, okay? Is anybody confused on that? Okay.
Question.
James.
When you do, because the 6 is the space bar and the F.
Yes.
And the 5 is the space bar and the thumb.
Yes.
Do both need to hit the space bar?
Yes, the number bar.
Number bar.
Yeah, it's called the number bar.
So you hit the number bar with both fingers?
At the same time,
You
okay?
hit the number bar with both fingers though. You hit the number bar with the 6, and the 5 will go down.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay?
Sure.
You can hit the number bar with your index finger, with the 6 on the F, and then hit the A. Okay? You hit the A because the number bars are already depressed. Okay? So it's already depressed, and all we need to do is depress the number bar. So you can hit the A with the number bar and the F at the same time. Does everybody understand that? And you're going to get 56. Okay? So just kind of hit it together. You see what I'm talking about? You hit the A with your thumb. Remember, awesome. Okay? And then you hit the F with the 6. So you get 56 at the same time. Okay, so just do it together. Okay? So you use, and it's actually written here, you use the left thumb on the A and the right hand index finger on the crack. In case you forget, it's in your book. Okay? And between the F and the number bar, where you would depress the number 6, depress the keys at the same time, you should see the number 56 in your notes when you do that. Okay? So, you can write the number 65 in 2 strokes by depressing the 6 in the first stroke and depressing the 5 in the second stroke. Okay? In other words, and it wants you to return to home position after writing 2 strokes set. In other words, return to home position after writing the number 65. So you can hit the 6 and then the 5, and that's a 2-stroke word. Not at the same time. They're in 2 strokes. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that? So it's not 56. 56 is the same at the same time, and 65 is in 2 strokes. Okay? Let's practice that. And it says here 10 times, but we're not going to do 10. You will at home. Always depress the keys quickly and accurately. Do not rest on the keys. Be sure to review the outlines above if necessary, and avoid looking at the keyboard chart. So they think you already have this down. Okay, so let's practice these 2-digit numbers. Ready? Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Home position. Now, why was I thinking home plate? Don't even ask me. Okay? As many times as I said that word. Here we go again. I'm sorry. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Home position. Okay? 55. Home position. 56. home position. 55, that's twice, home position. 56, that's one stroke, home position. 55, twice, home position. 56, one stroke, home position. Okay? Let's do that again right there. Okay? 55, home position. One stroke. 56, home position. 55, two strokes, home position. 56, one stroke, home position. 55, home position. 56, home position. Okay? 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. Home position. 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. Home position. 65. Home position. 66. 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 Home position. 5. 6. 5. 6. 5. 6. Home position. 55. Home position. 56. Home position. 55. Home position. 56. Home position. 55. Home position. 56. Home position. 65. Home position. 66. Home position. 65. Home position. 66. Home position. 65. Home position. 66. Home position. Here's another theory rule. This is the second theory rule we're going to have. Numbers dictated in sequential order may be written simultaneously, like 56. Numbers dictated out of sequential order must be written in separate strokes. Okay? Are there any questions?
It's kind
Okay.
of like a tongue twister, but for your fingers.
Yes. And yeah, it is. Okay. And you're going to find, you know, if you continue to go to, if you actually enroll in court reporting school, you're going to find there's a lot of twisting with your fingers on just a lot of this. And that's why it's kind of like a game. Thank you, Kathleen, for everything. Okay. Are there any other questions? I'm not doing it 10 times just because I want to get through our lessons, but this is what you need to do. You need to follow the book just like I'm doing with you right now. Go back through it and do the 10 times. Do it 10 times, okay? And if you're recording it or if you can listen to our recorders, keep playing it over and over and over again. If you've got it, once you've got it, move on, okay? Because you're going to review it another lesson. If you think you have it and you've got it and you're writing clearly, move on to the next thing. Okay, now.
Mary, do they have to write 56 as one? I mean, they're more comfortable right now just writing it as two strokes, 56.
No, I think it wants you to write it as one stroke. I think that's what the book says. They want to write 56 as one stroke. I think that's what it said. Yeah, I think so. I'd have to go back through that lesson, but I don't think they have it as two strokes. Yeah, they have it as one stroke. So it does want you to write it as one stroke, okay?
Numbers that are in sequential order.
Yes, they're in sequential. Write them in one stroke. Anything that are not in sequential order in 2 strokes. Okay? And I guess that's just a theory rule they want to ingrain in you right now. Okay. Now, this is it looks like a very difficult letter. But actually, you've already learned this. Remember? That is what? Y'all learned this. Yeah, you've already learned that. And you've already learned this. Okay, right. You've already learned the D and the B. But if you put the D and the B together, it is G. Okay? Okay, it's G. Now it looks totally crazy. I mean, these letters together look totally crazy, but that is a G. That is your initial G. Okay? So it will come to you. Okay? When you start reading steno, you're going to just see that as a G. Now, right now, it looks like really foreign. And it's not difficult to write because it's just these four, it's these 4 letters. It's not difficult to write G at all. Okay? Now, just like we learned the initial D and D, and we had the initial B and B, now we're going to have the initial G. Things that start with G, words that start with G, and words that end with G. Remember, your right-hand side is always the final sound. This is your right hand is always the final sound. This is your initial sound. Okay? So these are words that are going to start with G. Okay, see if you can hit all those. To write, use the ring finger and your middle finger on the left-hand side to depress the T, K, the D, and the B. The D and the B together, okay? Try writing that, okay? Just write it. All 4, look at your notes. All 4 of that equals a G. Make sure that you depress all 4 of them clearly, cleanly, accurately, and return to home position. Avoid looking at the keyboard chart. But right now, really though, when you learn something new, look at the chart. Look and see what fingers you're using. Okay, look at it. Okay? It's going to be these 2 fingers. You're going to hit that G. Okay? It's not difficult to do. It might be difficult to read right now, but it's not difficult. It's not a difficult hand position. And so let's practice writing the G. Okay? Now it looks really strange down there, okay? But to me that looks like a G. Because I know it as a G. But for you, that looks foreign. Okay? Right there. And this is what I mean by practice reading your notes. Okay? This is one of those that you're just going to have to say, well, what is that? Okay? It's a G. So here we go. And I'm just going to say G. Okay? You ready?
Ready.
G. 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 Home position. 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 G. All 4 and quickly. G. G. Home position. G. 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 Home position. Does everybody have any questions? Everybody getting it? Okay, good. That's good. Okay. Remember, court reporting is all about combinations. Okay, now they're going to throw in. Now we've learned the F today, and we know the B and D pretty good, so we're going to do it all together now. Here we go. G, B, D, F, home position. Now this is all the initial, left hand only. That's all we're doing is the left hand. You should not write with your right. D, G, F, B, home position. F, D, G, B, home position. D, B, F, G, home position. F, B, G, D, home position. G, B, D, F, home position. D, G, F, B, home position. F, D, G, B, home position. D, B, F, G, home position. F, B, G, D, home position. G, B, D, F, home position. D, G, F, B, home position. F, D, G, B, home position. D, B, F, G, home position. F, B, G, D, home position. How'd y'all do?
Yeah.
Good. It's coming. Is it hard?
Not so much, it's like, I couldn't keep up, but I was still like doing it, but I was way behind.
Oh, okay.
Too fast?
It might be too fast.
That or just couldn't get my brain going.
Yes. So it's called practice. Okay. I will tell you, whether it's this class or any class you're going to have ever in court reporting school, you can't learn this in a class. I mean, I can teach it to you, but you have to learn it at home. Okay? So I can introduce it to you, but just trying to learn it here, it's not going to happen. I can assure you, in court reporting school, it's just not going to happen, and that's why you have to have practice. You have to practice because it's going to be too hard. It'll be hard to keep up. Okay? So just practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it. Okay? So yeah, and especially when the letters are so close to each other, it makes it really difficult because you can't remember if it's the TW or the PW or the TD. You just anyhow.
I know we have the gentleman saying, the things to us, that recording, but do we also have a place to go to get the recording for tonight, like what you're doing tonight?
Well, I think Tanya's recording it, right, Tanya? Oh, right here? Okay.
So basically, do we have a place that we can retrieve that?
Yes, we're gonna, the same wiki, the same area, where you download and, that we did the wiki, that's where you're gonna get all of your recordings. Okay? Yes, it'll be the same thing. Now, as far as getting it down on your phone, I'm not sure about that.
Well, I use my computer since I figured out that.
Okay, yeah. And you can always put it on a flash drive. You can download it to a flash drive. Take that to work.
Somebody said they tried opening it and they couldn't open it. Somebody in here. Okay.
I couldn't open it because it was a zip file and I have Windows 10. And Windows 10 doesn't come with the zip program. But if you right click it, I had something that said Express Demo or something and I used that. It's going to force you, Windows 10 is forcing you to buy a zip program. WinZip, that's usually on 7 or every computer I've ever had. But when I got Windows 10, it's forcing you to buy a zip program.
It's actually have Windows. It's in Windows Explorer. There's an extract tool.
Oh, really? In Windows Explorer?
Yeah, if you're just looking at the file itself.
Yes.
And you click on a zipped file, there'll be an extract menu up at the top.
On Windows Explorer? Just through the Explorer?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see? Thank you for coming to our class.
No problem.
See, I learn something every day. That's it, okay? Through the Explorer.
Okay.
Then you don't have to buy WinZip.
Right.
She was having problems doing it on her phone. But you don't have an Explorer on your phone. You wouldn't have Windows Explorer on your phone.
Very true. Okay. So, all right, so I know where to go to find the gentleman guy saying that. So it's still going to be under where it says downloads?
Yes. Okay? Cheryl Mallon, who's in charge of the wiki program here at SAC, she's going to put all of these recordings in the wiki. She'll download them for us. So give her a day or two. She'll download it for us, right?
I don't know if she's finished.
Oh, well, for tonight, not tonight's. The one they were recording right now?
Yeah.
So Cheryl, is that the court recorder that used to be in the 226?
No.
No?
No. This is one of the instructors here.
That's Cheryl Lyra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going. We're almost done with this lesson. Let's do the final G, okay? Okay, here's the final G. And the final G is with your, ring finger, okay? It's your third finger. And it's there at the bottom. I have to look at the keyboard just myself to see it. So here we go. This is the final G. Remember, it's final because it has the little mark there. So here we go. G, 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 home position. 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 I just want to remind y'all, when you hit it, even though I might be talking slow, hit it quickly. And hit it quickly and accurately. Make sure you're hitting the G, okay? That's going to become a very important letter in court reporting. It's that G, okay? And it has a weak finger hitting it. So this is going to be one of your very important letters, because think of every word that ends in ing or something, okay? And it's a weak finger. So this one you really want to nail right off the bat. You really want to get this G, okay? Because it's going to become very, very important for you. Okay, so now this is all on your right hand. Everything here is your right hand, okay, because it's your final letters. Okay, we're almost done. And the rest of it's the hardest parts, those words. So let's practice these. There we go. Ready? All with your right hand. G, B, D, F, home position. D, G, F, B, home position. F, G, D, B, home position. D, B, G, F, home position. G, B, D, F, home position. D, G, F, B, home position. F, G, D, B, home position. D, B, G, F, home position. G, B, D, F, home position. D, G, F, B, home position. F, G, D, B, home position. D, B, G, F, home position. Now these on the right hand, you know, you can see the actual letters on the keyboard, so you don't have to think as much. But what you have to remember is your fingers are going to have to automatically go there. Even though you might be able to see them on the keyboard, they have to automatically go there. And that's why you have to practice. On your left hand, you have to remember, oh, well, what is G? How many, what does it look like? It looks foreign to me. Okay? So that left hand is a little bit harder because you have to figure out, well, what does that mean? Okay, you have to sit there and think. On the right hand, not so bad, but you have to know where your fingers are going. Okay, now this is the hardest part. It's when you put it all together and you have the words, okay? Remember to write all the letters in combination, okay? We're going to go over these, but this is really where your practice comes in. Right, here's put it all together. So let's go ahead and practice some of these. I'll go slowly, but right here, write these words quickly, accurately, and without hesitation. That's when you're done practicing, right there, okay? If you hesitate and you hesitate and you hesitate on these words, you're not done practicing. You're gonna practice and practice and practice until you can say, babe, beef, dab, until you can see that and you don't hesitate, you did great. But if you're still hesitating, you don't have it. And what I mean is you don't have it, your fingers are not automatically going there. You gotta stop, okay? You don't want that to happen. So just practice and practice, and it's gonna get kind of boring, but just make it a game for yourself. Just, it has to be like your own game. You can do it, you can do it. Get it, get it, get it, okay? So let's do it. And I'm gonna try to go slow here. Now, will it help y'all if I say the B-A, okay? Okay, we'll do that then. Okay, here we go. Okay. And I'm gonna focus on the steno, okay? Here we go. B-A-B, babe. B-A-B, babe. B-A-B, babe. B-A-G, bag. B-A-G, bag. B-A-G, bag. B-E-F, beef. B-E-F, beef. B-E-F, beef. B-A-G, bag. B-A-G, bag. B-A-G, bag. D-A-B, dab. D-A-B, dab. D-A-B, dab. D-E-D, deed. D-E-D, deed. D-E-D, deed. G-A, gay. G-A, gay. G-A, gay. G-A, gay. A-G, egg. A-G, egg. A-G, egg. A-G, egg. F-A-D, fad. F-A-D, fad. F-A-D, fad. F-A-D, fad. F-A-D, fade. F-A-D, fade. F-A-D, fade. F-A-D, fade. F-A-D, fed. F-A-D, fed. F-A-D, fed. F-A-D, fed. F E D, feed. F E D, feed. F E D, feed. F E D, feed. F E, feed. F E, feed. F E, feed. F E, feed. G and G, gag. G and G, gag. G and G, gag. G and G, gag. Okay, remember that theory rule on the vowels, the short and the long. It's the opposite, okay? That's just something you'll have to try to remember. The opposite two letters on your thumbs is what's going to make it a long vowel. Okay, I think that's it for, let me see, I think that's it for remember the depressed number. Okay. Ooh, well, I think we're out of time. We have, well, you know what, I might, oh, I already did that, right? Yeah.
There's another list.
Oh, there is another list. Okay.
Ooh.
I hope, let me see what page I'm on here.
Oh.
Because that's a long old list. All right, let's just do this. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I'm just going to run through it, okay? If you just get, it's just, if it's too much for you, you can just stop. But let's look at our competitors, because this is the last page of this lesson, okay? So I might go a little bit too quick for you, but I just want to finish this lesson up. Okay. Here we go. B, A, D, bed. B, A, D, bed. B, E, D, bead. B, E, D, bead. B, E, F, beef. B, E, F, beef. B, E, F, beef. B, A, G, bag. B, A, G, bag. D, A, D, dad. D, A, D, dad. D, A, F, deaf. D, A, F, deaf. A, G, egg. A, G, egg. F, A, D, fad. F, A, D, fad. F, A, D, fade. F, A, D, fade. G, A, G, gag. G, A, G, gag. G, A, gay. G, A, gay. This is together. 56. Okay? 56 together. 56 together. One stroke. 56 together. This is two strokes. 65. Two strokes. 6 and then 5. 65. Two strokes. 65. Two strokes. Okay, so if you're at home, when you finish writing, read your notes out loud. Like I told y'all, take them to work. Okay, check for errors, error patterns. Are you making the same errors? Where are you making your errors? On the initial side, the beginning side, the final side? And are you making the same error frequently? What you want to do is you don't want to continue to not be writing the correct way. You're going to go back and practice the words that you wrote incorrectly until you can write them accurately. It is important you learn the letters thoroughly before you go on to the next lessons. Your homework assignment will help to reinforce what you have learned in this lesson. Okay, are there any questions?
When's the first step?
Y'all did great. And thank you for coming on such a yucky day, because it was a rainy day. And so that's why I know some people are not here today. Linda, do you have anything to add?
I have a suggestion. So if you're having problems with certain letters, and you may not want to go to the wiki to see the whole thing, but it's like the G and the F that are giving you problems, you can always record yourself, whether it's on your phone or whatever, just like she's doing, and just practice like that. So you can just see where you're making the errors or what's giving you the hard time, and then practice like that. I think that will help.
That's a great suggestion. I did that when I was in school. I read my book. I didn't want to look at my book because I knew court reporting was all about hearing things, and so I recorded every single lesson myself, every single one, and I listened to it. So that's a good suggestion. Geneva, do you have anything you want to add?
That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. They can record, you're saying they can record the whole lesson themselves?
Oh yeah. They can record anything, like Linda was saying, especially if there's like all these words that's giving them a problem, just that. Whatever's giving you a problem, record it. Now with your iPhones and stuff, you can record anything. Tanya, do you have any suggestions?
No, I'm just looking at everybody's finger positions and all of that. You guys are really rocking it. Plus you just made Facebook's bad, so just saying.
I didn't sign away for so
Yeah. Okay. If y'all, a lot of y'all, I know, most of all of y'all work. If y'all ever want to get a hold of me in DT, feel free to call me up to midnight. I mean, feel free to call me because I work too. Okay. So, I guess we'll see y'all next Thursday. Oh, Miss Woodard.
Yeah, I told some of you that I would have a little piece of paper for you. This is, if you're interested in enrolling, this is the first step. Okay, where you go and what you look at, what you look for. The very first thing is to go to www.applytexas.org. That's the clearinghouse for colleges and universities in the state of Texas.
They're going to make it for this
one. The website's on here, you can access it and how to get to get enrolled. The sooner you start with the enrollment process, the better it will be. Trust me. And if you get stuck along the way, please holler.
They're only going to have a theory class every day.
Guesstimation, how much is this class?
Guesstimation about 500 between 500 and 600 if you live in the district.
And when they start taking theory, like how many nights a week is it?
See, I don't know.
It comes out to $86 a semester out.
I don't know.
I'm sure some of these people would like to know.
Yeah.
If they already have
Does
their
this,
degree.
your first semester, does the school provide, or do you have loaners?
We have loaners. We have loaners.
Miss Woodard, it was brought to my attention, these machines that they have now, we have the Miras and we have the Centuras and we have the Smart Riders back there.
Yeah.
Are those machines, can they go to school on machines like that? The Centuras, the Waves, and the Smart Riders?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, and then another question is, if they enroll in, say, a theory program, is there anything else that they need to take? And if there was going to be a night program, how often would such a, I mean, this is only one night a week, how often would such a class meet?
It will have to be a hybrid. We have to set it up to be hybrid, which means they would meet probably once or twice a week, and then the rest of the time it would be given online, the same kind of instruction online. But probably check with the instructor at least once a week, maybe twice a week. I don't know, we haven't finalized that total yet.
Just practice. You don't have no reason not to. I mean, you are working, but like I told you.
But it would have to be hybrid, otherwise you come 4 nights a week and that's too
And
much.
how I did it was just like.
Where in school, are you learning on the writer, or they're writing to computer?
They're writing to computers. We hook them up, we give them, we provide the Eclipse software students.
So I not think
software free of charge.
You already have.
So they get the software, they learn to hook up for each student.
Extra.
in the theory You should they've already had this, there'll be a lot of that.
So just start practicing. I mean, really practice and do those flashcards. You know, do the last index cards. That helped. That helped me because I was able to memorize it. Okay. Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Are units that we're using, is there like a rent-to-own program or something like that, or?
Oh, you mean for a machine?
Yeah.
Yes, I think they have like a loaner. I think they do have. You can ask. This Miss Woodard is the teacher.
Okay.
But she's right there to ask.
But like where he's asking some people
Like
are
the
kind
mirror,
of interested,
yeah.
like are these reporters that we're borrowing from,
Oh,
are they interested
in selling?
Yes.
You know, I think some reporters would probably be interested in doing that. Yes.
Because somebody's already asked me that also.
Yeah, every machine has a name to it, but I would think, and a lot of these people loan their machines because they believe in the profession, and we want to retire, but we have such a great job, that if somebody can pick it up from us, you know, so they are doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. Yeah, though, you know, believe it or not, the one machine that's sentimental to them is not that one, it's this one.
Really?
Yeah, this is the one that, bye Bob, see you next week, Bob. Practice. Do those index cards if anything. But this is the machine that's sentimental value because this is what they started with. They didn't start on a wave, okay? So they started on this. And so they would much rather get rid of that than...
I would be super interested in like payments or purchasing.
Oh yeah, you know,
I love this machine.
you know, the one thing about court reporting I went to junior college like this is that there's private schools, but they're expensive. Junior college is normal tuition, you know? But the one thing you want to do is get out of school as quick as you can. And there's only one way to do that. It's practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to pretty much teach.
Yes? You seem confused?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the cost.
So if we're able to get situated like this.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay, whatever you have to do for yourself. You should see my theory book. Oh.
So we have.
I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna write on my own.
Yeah. When I was in theory, you should see my book. It's written all over. Yes.
I feel like it's better.
Do it.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, whatever, and write in the book, whatever you need to do for you, okay? Just write in it. And you can use a pen too, I used a red pen for me. Okay. But yeah, whatever it takes for you to see it. And do
Together, the letters jumbled, I get confused.
well, what I would do, especially since you're a clerk,
Yes.
I'd get those index cards, okay?
Yes.
Put those letters. Put all that on index cards.
Okay.
Because you're a clerk, you can go in there and look at that
Yep.
without having to take a book out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Rebecca?
Do you have a notebook for my sister to take home?
Yes, I do. Right here.
She is ready. But they're returning those, right?
Yeah, they're returning these at the end of the class. But actually, if she gets to teach A to Z, you know, if they allow her to teach it, because the thing is, she's not a court reporter, you know. So it's this is what they will. This is the A to Z. Yeah, and this is not theory. This is the alphabet. It's pre-theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know that. You've been in class 3
Like she was saying, like the final G, that's actually the ING.
Yeah, that's like Betty, you would hit that D
Right.
to come out. So it's a very important letter, the D, the G.
Ding. So it would be.
Any verb, like we learned bats, and you come back with the
So it
second
would
stroke.
just be the G, and then
Uh-huh.
we make the ING.
Would be
on
bat
it.
G. That's right.
2 strokes, or
Yeah,
just,
it is. Well, you can learn 1 stroke. You'll learn all that. 1 stroke and 2 strokes. This class, that's called theory. This class is just A to Z because it's just the alphabet. But that's like further. Are you getting it? Oh, good. Well, let me tell you, every court reporter that you're going to see, every court reporter that's still a court reporter is not going to tell you they hate their job. But the good thing about it is you're going to make good money.
Right.
So you can make good money and have a fun job, interesting job.
Well, I'm constantly, like I said, I'm a civilian contractor. I learned my trade in the Army, but I'm a civilian contractor right now. Obviously, I work with all men as a mechanic. So I'm constantly in competition. Putting all this in this.
Oh.
in my head. I'm not, you know.
I know, I hear you.
I'm not a crazy person. Like,
Yeah.
I do it faster than you know. It's just kind of like a
Well,
knowledge.
court reporting is very competitive, especially if you're like Craig said, he was competing against his friend.
Right.
But that's what makes you a better player. It's like an instrument.
Right.
When you compete, and that's why they go to competition. Anytime you're in competition of any kind, it makes you better.
I'm trying to get her set up so that we can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. You know, you can join our class. It's not. I think I have a librarian in here. I know I have a teacher in here.
Yeah, Cassandra's a teacher.
Yeah, she's a teacher, and I think she's one of them's a librarian.
I'm happy to do it if I can make it. Occasionally I have Thursday night.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
Problems, but I would love to because I enjoyed what I did tonight.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Totally awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Can I? Or
You
do you
know-
have a machine that I stop?
This is her machine.
Oh, okay.
You know, she would like to see if she can take that machine home.
It's Armenia's.
Oh,
So she
yeah,
got
it
at the
is. It's
auction.
available.
The only thing is
I
that-
just need to issue it out, right?
Yeah, the only thing, and I put a note in the.
This is what you need to fill out for me.
I put a note in the bag because I loaned out Geneva's, I loaned out Armenia's ribbon cartridge to Geneva Star.
Oh, it doesn't have a ribbon, so it needs a cartridge.
It would need a cartridge.
Did we send all our machines out?
Although, no, we've got Terry Tilly's.
Does it have a cartridge?
I don't even remember what
Hers
rider
is a
it
Baron.
Then it would have a ribbon like that.
So it doesn't have a cartridge?
Correct. That's in the vault. But this one, it's set up to where the screen displays the steno.
You would have to look at the screen. It doesn't have a cartridge, which means it's not going to imprint on paper.
Right.
Okay. So what I need from you is this is basically telling us you can take this with you, okay? But I'm going to need it, so you can scan it and give it back to me. And it's going to say.
I'm okay with just signing it.
Okay, because what it's going to say is we need to know who the machine belongs to, and in fact, I already know that because she said it was Armenian.
Okay, let's sign up.
Did it have? Is it tagged?
Okay, so
Apply there, and then ask for admission to stand.
It is.
Okay.
It's number 39. And it has everything except for the.
See how it's all tagged?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is Stentura. So the Stentura, this is $500. That's what it is. And this is the person that owns the machine. What you're doing is you're saying if you do something to the machine, you're gonna owe her. And it has the serial number here. It's 8043821, and it say Stentura.
I know because we were having a conversation at work because I'm only working in the courthouse.
Okay.
So we were having.
Is everything, all parts belongs to Armenia, right? All the parts? Correct. Okay. She owns all the parts. So.
Yeah, and you've got the rider marks. That way you need to do the associates because we can just go ahead and throw.
So you are going to build up to that. It depends on how long you have to.
Yeah, you get it.
You stay in the program, how long it takes you to do that. So it's very possible you will work up to the associates. But I don't want that to be the degree. It's kind of an certificate program, because we have 2 certificates and then the associate.
Okay, so what I'll need for you to do is just fill out the top part, and then you can just leave this with me.
Great. When would I do that?
Well, you'll have to get all
I get to do show and tell.
Yes.
Oh, that was fun. Then
Oh, this will be totally already.
I've shown them pictures. I've shown my students pictures from like Google Images. But they just still can't visualize.
And there's so many things. Okay, and so I'm going to also give you a keyboard like this, because when you learn steno, you have to, every time you learn a new letter, you have to learn it through looking at the keyboard. So I'll give you one of these. You're welcome.
I would totally do a night school.
I didn't realize you weren't going to take a machine home.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and like enroll you in our class.
That would be great.
Okay.
Did you have the center too?
I
have the mirror.
Okay. Okay, Tanya, this says back in there. What about this?
She won't need the paper because it doesn't have the ribbon, but I'm just take a pad in there anyway.
Okay. All right. Now you might be a little behind in this class, but if you can make yourself go through the beginning, everything's on the wiki. You can tell school. Yeah.
Rebecca, I'm
Okay?
gonna show you how this works.
Because everything's on the wiki.
Okay.
So I'll give the school your info, that way they'll put you on the wiki. You have to ask for request.
Okay.
And your sister could probably
And then
help
she
you.
can just explain, normally, they would come out just like an adding, they may not know what adding machine
No,
is.
they do, because we take accounting.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can explain, yeah, you'd be riding along and the ink would go on here. You'd
Well,
read it
when I
like an
tell them,
adding
because they all watch Law and Order, they love Law and Order.
Oh.
It's so funny. They're these young kids and they love Law and Order, and they'll say, I said, well, what happens when they say, you know, can the court reporter read that back? And they all go like this. They know exactly what they do.
Awesome.
Well, one of our court reporters here does criminal. Bye, it's good to see y'all. Y'all be careful going home. Y'all practice, okay? Yes. It's yours to take home. Do you have one, Christina? Okay, good. Yes, you want to make sure you take a keyboard home. Do you have one of these, Christina? This is to practice, okay? The reason you have this is, you see the court reporters have okay, it's to put, you don't want to look down at a book, you always want to look up. You want to look up with your keyboard and your lesson. And the best thing to do is record the lessons. You want to be able to hear things, okay?
Got it.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, welcome. I'm glad you came to our class.
I'm so glad you're doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you're willing to teach it at the Careers High School.
Well, they said all that we request is that you let us feature it.
Hello.
Feature it. What does that mean? Like take a video? Or
Yeah, Facebook.
I said I teach video production. I'll make you the best highlight video you
Actually, you're going to be known nationwide because in Sierra, you're going to be the pilot project for
Well, she
this.
said there's only one other school that's doing it in California. But
Yeah,
they're,
that's right.
But they're doing it with like juniors and seniors, and mine are sophomores.
That's right. Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, and so I was talking
Can you
to-
imagine if they were sophomores and they learned this while they were in a high school?
About continuing having something more for them in their junior year and their senior year as well, so they get their speed up and get very.
If they can get dual credit, because Del Mar and Corpus Christi did this. The Del Mar College did it with some, it wasn't, I don't remember, I don't know.
I don't have a master's.
Oh, do you have to have a master's?
You have to have a master's to do dual credit.
Right.
I know, I have a doctorate, but I don't have a master's.
Oh my gosh.
Because lawyers get their doctorate and then they go back.
Does it have to be a master's in education?
No, it just has to be
My
a
friend
master's.
Helen has a master's.
Okay. So,
It's in business something.
yeah. Okay.
Anyhow, no. Hey, I think we can make this happen. Hey. I didn't get to talk to your daughter. I hope you enjoyed it, Christina. I hope you enjoyed what your mom does. Let me tell you. Okay. I know it's a work car, but it's a great deal. Trying to think.
It's actually kind of perfect right now.
We may all walk out together.
Do we know
I think we're almost done.
where the stick is? Because I can't turn that off and I don't have a stick.
Can we turn stick for a minute? So it should be over there.
Okay, yeah. I was like, your grandfather. Hey,
Better get the laser pointer because I've got my key to the office.
Yeah. Miss Woodard, you know, without a PowerPoint, I just did my little flash drive in that.
She's looking for the stick.
Oh, I was looking for the stick myself.
I gotta have the stick or I can't turn that thing unless somebody goes on.
Oh, here's the stick. Yeah, I was looking for it.
I got the pointer.
You know, they have these things called remotes.
Well, they do, but do you think that we,
There you go.
you think we can afford a remote?
I'm living in that world. We have to check ours out from an admin who is never in his office. So I have a stick too.
My problem is to find the right square up there.
Oh, and we have one Tuesday class, which is,
Oh, I saw that.
yeah, next week is the 5th, and
Here,
then
Pat,
the next
I'll
one
do
will be the 11th.
Pat, I'll do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Twice? Yeah.
Was there a little, I know, I'm so not familiar with it yet. I used this last year. This was my pointer.
I have one that telescopes. So
Oh,
thank
good for
you.
you.
High tech.
Does it have the standing?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you. See you next week.
Okay.
Bye, Rebecca, you need something?
Well, I was gonna.
No, she was gonna help me. Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
I need it.
I will, I'll clean it.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Miss Okay, Miss Woodard. Oh, this is,
They're making fun of me because I carried
yours.
that up.
Okay.
I know.
All the heavy stuff.
And you got your drive out.
I got my phone. here's my pen and my marker.
Okay.
Okay, and this is trash. Oh, and Miss Woodard, several didn't come to our class today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, because I got several, it was the rain and they.
Yeah, of course.
A couple of them had actually things with their jobs that, prior commitments.
Uh-huh.
The good thing is they just didn't show up. They actually notified me.
Yeah, that is.
So I told Tanya, I said, well, I know there's gonna be several not here, but the